What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So over this past weekend we've gotten some insane new footage from Uncharted 4. We've had over 3 new cutscenes to see with, first of all, that villain reveal I already talked about. Then yesterday at PSX we got a cutscene that shows off more of the, Sam and Drake meeting for the first time pretty much since a super long time already. And the third cutscene was at the Naughty Dog panel afterwards at PlayStation Experience, where they showed this cool infiltration mission where Sully meets that, the villain Nadine Ross, and Sam and Drake pretty much go on this infiltration mission. But yeah, of course I want to go really in depth on everything that we saw here, but before I do that, let me quickly address a couple of things people have been telling me so far. First of all, with the hype being so big right now for Uncharted 4, some people are saying it's just simply not gonna live up to that, and that I myself might also be, overhyping the game so much. But you gotta understand that, like, I've been covering this game for 3 years now or something. The first year was just rumor and speculation, talking about what I expected the game to be, if it was actually happening. As at that point I still remember many people saying there wasn't even going to be a 4th Uncharted game, and I was super happy when the game finally got announced. And now these past 2 years we've just been, getting new trailers and gameplay and all this stuff to get us excited. And I get it, I get what people mean, like, yeah, of course we're super hyped for the game, and then it's gonna be hard for it to live up to all that hype and live up to all those expectations. But at the same time, I will say that, I simply like being excited for games. It is that simple. And with a franchise like Uncharted that I've been a giant fan of for so long now, of course I'm gonna get super excited for this new game. But the thing is, once it comes out, I'll simply pop the disc into the PS4, and I kind of try to bring it down to a level where it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna start playing this, we'll see what it's gonna be like, and I'm probably still gonna, enjoy it a lot. That's the thing. It's like, this game almost cannot disappoint me unless it's really like a worse game than the other Uncharted games, and it's just not looking to be that. I'm expecting this to be a great Uncharted game, being better than most of the ones that we got on PS3, and right now I seem to have every single reason to think so, I would say. So I don't think I'm overhyping it. I think I'm just super excited, but once I start playing it, I'm gonna bring that hype level down. I'm just gonna play it, and I'm probably going to really enjoy it. There are some games this year that people saw as disappointments that I myself was looking forward to as well, but still saw as great games, and I truly enjoyed them. So I do want to, talk, or I did want to, pretty much bring that up for a bit. There's also some people saying that they had concerns with what Naughty Dog is showing off right now at the moment, that they're just showing a bit too much, and I also get that. But at the same time, you gotta kind of like look back at what they showed of, for example, Uncharted 3, where we literally saw the burning chateau, we saw the crashing plane, and we saw the sinking ship already in advance before the game even came out. Those were the 3 biggest set pieces in the game so far. What we saw of Uncharted 4 so far is just normal gameplay scenes. For example, in the jungle was, pretty standard gameplay, I would say. That wasn't by any means a giant epic set piece that's gonna blow us away once we start playing it. And, apart from that, really only like cutscenes and stuff. And then the E3 demo was definitely quite big, but it's just one of them, that's it. And I think there's still gonna be plenty of, more epic parts that are gonna be even better than what we saw at E3. So, in that way, I feel like the whole overhyping and Naughty Dog is showing too much, like those concerns, I don't really see where people are coming from with them. I still think the game is going to have plenty of surprises and be really, really awesome for the people once they start playing it, even having been excited for it the past 3 years already. So, yeah, let's talk about everything we saw here in these cutscenes. Now, I already dedicated a video to the one where we saw the new villain, Nadine Ross, so I'm not going to talk about that one. But yesterday at PSX, we saw a cutscene where I already predicted it. The moment we saw it is that this is going to be the moment where Drake meets Sam, or finds Sam for the first time again after a super long time of not having seen him. And that's exactly what we got. Drake was kind of like having this office job for some reason. We knew he was out of the game, and that's really how the game, would start, I guess. That this is pretty much how it's going to start. This might even be the very first cutscene, but I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case. But this shows Drake actually having a normal job, and then all of a sudden Sam gets back into his life, and it seems to all but pretty much confirm that Sam has been gone for 15 years. He's been in prison. He confirmed that, and it all leads back to that original teaser trailer that we got in November of 2013, where we have this character speaking this dialogue about rotting in this hellhole, and some guy never looked back. You can't outrun the past. All chains, or some chains, can never be broken. That kind of stuff. As I said, everything is leading to the fact that Drake left him in that prison. That's the way he sees it. He's been rotting there for 15 years and he wants his revenge. If we can really, just think about what happened there with the teaser trailer and what we know of the game right now, it looks like Sam is going to turn on Drake. But at the same time, and this is the thing, is that Northrop could either be really misleading us with that teaser here, or, we know what happened with the studio. We know what happened with Amy Hennig being kicked out, and, stuff there, the entire story got pretty much changed, they said. Some character motivations really got turned around, so... that's kind of the dilemma right now. Did they turn the whole Sam story around? Was it supposed to be the way that Sam would actually turn on Drake, that he was going for revenge and stuff, and maybe this time around, like, he's just gonna be the happy, brother, and they're just gonna work together. Sure, they're gonna have their arguments, but maybe in the end, Sam is still gonna be with Drake until the very end. We don't know about that, and that's what's really so interesting about this thing, is that we just don't know. It would be really weird if in the end, the whole teaser trailer doesn't make sense anymore by the time we play the game. But at the same time, they could have chosen for that. So that's something to be, we just gotta wait and see if that's going to happen. Second of all, a giant thing that we saw, of course, is the choices. Which, yeah, I was kind of blown away by, because the moment you see that, the moment you see Sam asking Drake what his kind of like best experience was, and then Drake being able to choose out of these 3 lines that all refer to individual Uncharted games, I was like, holy shit, are we getting some RPG elements here where we're actually gonna have like branching storylines and stuff? But really having thought about it now quite, for quite a long time, I think this is probably going to be something really subtle. We might actually see this just a couple of times in the game, where you can choose a certain specific line that will then kind of like just affect that single cutscene. But I don't think the story overall is going to be changed in any way. It's just going to be dialogue options, kind of like bringing you back to the nostalgic feelings you have of the old games. For example, with this one, it was just a really clever way of asking the player what their favorite Uncharted was, because Sam says to Drake, hey, just start off with the best part, and then you can choose out of the 3 lines, basically just confirming what your favorite Uncharted game was, and then that's the one that will be talked about. It also makes me wonder if this is going to come back later at some point with maybe something else that they're going to bring back specifically tied to that certain choice you make. That would be pretty, interesting to me, but I do want the story to just be one thing, have its own ending. Not that, obviously you don't want the final Uncharted game to have multiple endings where you don't know what the real one actually is, like I personally am not a big fan of, choices in games that much. I like it when a story is just told in a great way, and that's what it is, it's just the story that the developer wants to tell you, and I'm sure Uncharted 4 is still going to be that. These choices, as I said, they're going to be very subtle, they're going to only appear a couple of times in the game, maybe even once, maybe just this time, and it's just a cool way to, to have the people or to have the player decide in what direction a certain conversation should go for once. So yeah, I really like that about it. And the final cutscene that we saw as well was this infiltration cutscene that I talked about. Sully, Sam, and Drake basically go on this mission in what was looking to be sort of like a nightclub or whatever. And we don't really know what they're exactly up to, what they're gonna do there, but we saw how Sully met the villain, Nadine Ross, who he knew. And it's basically been confirmed that Nadine Ross is a leader of a military army from South Africa that is being hired by Rafe, the other villain I talked about already, and he's going to be pretty much the guy, really, I guess, really the main villain in the game, who we haven't even seen yet. So that is just all in all, super exciting, and I guess this is really everything I wanted to talk about. This is everything we saw, and as I said, my hype level is just at like this level right now. When I start playing it, it'll be here, and I'm just going to thoroughly enjoy it for sure. But for now, I just can't wait to see more of it, and I feel like really there's a lot of surprises to be seen. The fact we haven't even actually seen the main villain yet also confirms that, we don't know too much about this game. We don't know how it all ties together, and it's going to be super, super exciting. So with that being said, let me know everything you thought about the stuff we saw at PSX this weekend. And for now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and hope to see you again next time.